All right, so we're going to work on some grounding exercises today. What do I mean by grounding? Means our connection with the earth beneath us, right? So feeling connected to the earth, feeling supported. If you're super into yoga, this has to do with the first chakra. If you're not into that, totally okay. When we talk about feeling grounded, it's whatever is contacting the floor. So often for us in yoga, that is our hands, right? So down dog, plank, any arm balances, all of that. We want to make sure that we have a good alignment and connection with the ground with our hands. We can talk about feet as we go. It's a little bit easier once I'm actually talking through practice to talk about what our feet are doing, but I'm going to stay up close to the camera for a few moments here just to get our hand alignment correct. So when we think about rooting down with our hands, particularly in downward facing dog, we want to make sure that we recognize that we have 4 corners of the palm. So you want to root down at the base of your pinky, root down at both sides of the heel of your hand, so on the pinky side and on the thumb side, and you want to root down at the knuckle beneath the first finger. So if you are flat like this and this finger is popped up, you're going to transfer all of that pressure into your wrist and forearms, which is not comfortable, right? So as we set ourselves up, you'll hear me talk about the 4 corners of your palm. That's where we want to make sure that we root down. One of the best ways to do that is to spread our fingers as wide as we can. So if you have your hands together like this, it's much harder to root down on the mat than if you're spread wide. Take up space. The other thing about when we're in down dog in particular, very often we have our hands too close together. So if your hands are here, you won't have room to do chaturanga, for example, because your body's in the way as you lower down. When I am in downward facing dog, my pinky fingers are off my yoga mat. So as I'm set up, I'm not here, I'm out much wider than that. So it's much harder to see, you know, because my mat's all the way back there, right? But just as a point of reference, my pinky fingers are off my mat. That's how wide my hands are. The other thing is I see very often is that our hands tend to rotate inward when we're in a pose like plank or downward facing dog. So as you set yourself up, you want your first fingers to be parallel to each other, aligned with the outside of your shoulder, and then your fingers spread really wide, okay? So if you have your fingers kind of pointing towards each other like this, that's going to put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, wrists, etc. If you rotate yourself, you're going to plug your upper arms in so that your index fingers are parallel to each other and hands wide. Okay, does that make sense? So we're going to play with that a little bit. That's going to help transfer a lot more of the force of us being on our hands a lot more evenly, and it's going to take a lot of pressure off of our wrists. If this is a change for any of you, it's going to feel wonky and you might not like it, but stick with it, adjust as we go, and you'll find that actually it's a lot easier to stay longer in down dog if we have that pressure on the hands. Okay, and then we'll talk about feet once we start. So we'll get started in a seat. Lexi's here, fabulous. Hi. So as you make your way to your seat, I'll make my way to my mat here in just a minute. I know that was a lot of talking. Thank you for staying with me on that one. As we make our way to our seat, you can sit on a block, a pillow, a blanket if you want. You can sit right on your mat. You're also, of course, welcome to sit in a chair or leaning against the wall if that's more comfortable for you. If you have access to yoga blocks, give it a try to sit on one of those. It's actually quite comfortable, particularly on your hips and knees, to sit on a yoga block. But whatever your butt is making contact with, whether it's the mat, a block, a chair, think about the boniest part of your butt, your sit bones, making contact with the floor. And as our sit bones make contact with the floor, then we create that tall, dignified spine from the root all the way up through the crown of our head. Beautiful. Good. Once we establish that tall, dignified spine, we can allow those shoulder blades to relax down. And then think about rooting down through those sit bones while simultaneously the little invisible string at the top of your head extend you towards the ceiling, right? So as tall as you can get in that seat. Feel free to blink those eyes closed when you are ready. And then just allow ourselves to settle a little bit here. I'll make my way to my mat here. you need any shoulder rolls, neck rolls, feel free to make those movements here. Otherwise, we're settled in, rooted down through those sit bones here. And then as we come into the physical body here, thinking about the sensation of grounding, feeling supported by the earth. Maintaining this tall, dignified spine, we'll take 5 big, full breaths in. As you inhale, expand through the front, the back, and the sides of the rib cage, full breaths in. And as you exhale, release it and let it all go. 4 more just like that, full rounds of breath in. Big breaths out. 3 more. 2 more full breaths. Expand and get buoyant. Releasing and letting go. Last one here, big breath in. Full breath out. You can gently blink those eyes open if you have them closed. And then on your next inhale, draw those arms up overhead, press palms together, shoulder blades stay melted down. As we exhale, draw thumbs to heart center. Twice more just like that. Inhale, arms overhead, press palms. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up and overhead. And exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll take a gentle twist to the right this time. Inhale those arms overhead. As we exhale, upright twist to the right. So your left hand finds that right thigh. I like to put my right hand on my right hip. Chest stays super tall. Crown of the head continues to reach up. Full breath in. And a breath out. And then inhale to draw those arms up overhead. Press your palms together. Exhaling our twist over to the left. So torso stays super tall here. That right hand finds that left thigh. Left hand to left hip. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, draw those arms overhead. And exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. We'll make our way over to our tabletop position. Your first opportunity to check out your palms here. Take your time getting yourself set up. Of course, we'll check our alignment as we make our way over here. So shoulder stacks on top of the wrist. Spread those fingers really wide. And then think about rooting down through all 4 corners of the palm. Take a second to do it. Make sure those index fingers are parallel to each other. Maybe your pinky fingers come off your mat, maybe not, that's up to you. And then our knees are about hip distance apart here, toes tucked or untucked. We'll just work through some cat-cow here together. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, pushing the mat away, doming the upper back. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts. And exhale, pushing the mat away. 1 more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, we push the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop here, we'll inhale to extend that right leg straight behind us. Use the strength of your glute to lift that leg. And then when you're ready, left arm reaches up, thumb up towards the sky, getting as long as you can from your left thumb to your right heel. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. And then option to stay. Or you can take the option to bend that right knee, reach back with the left hand to grab the foot. You don't have to go here if you don't want to. Big breath in, full breath out. And then we'll inhale to get super long here, back to our balancing tiger. Exhale, back to our tabletop position, and we'll take the other side. So let's inhale, left leg straight behind us, flex that foot as you can see. When you're ready, right arm reaches forward, thumb up towards the sky here. Pause here for a breath. And then option to stay or to bend that left knee, reaching back with the right hand. You don't have to go here if you don't want to. Take a full breath in wherever you are. And a big exhale. And then we'll make our way back to balancing tiger. Long limbs here, inhale. Exhaling back to our tabletop position. We'll set those knees about 5 inches behind those hips here. Restack your shoulders. So place those shoulders on top of those wrists. Those fingers are spread wide. Root down through those palms, my friends. Toes tuck under, inhale. And then we exhale to send the hips to the sky for our first downward facing dog. So we'll take 3 breaths here to get started. You can wiggle and bend and flex as much as you want to. Check out those hands, see how they feel. Finding one more full breath. And then when you are ready, inhale those hips a little higher. Take some baby steps here to get ourselves up to the top of our mat. Forward fold here once you arrive. Place as much of a bend in those knees as you need to be comfortable here. And then bringing hands to shins, inhaling to a halfway lift. We have a flat back. Exhale to fold all the way down. Let's do that twice more as we prepare the spine and the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold all the way down. One more time, hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold all the way down. Coming all the way up to standing when you are ready. Press those palms together overhead. You are welcome to gaze up. And then we exhale to draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good. So think about your feet here for a second. Your feet have 4 corners just like your palms do. One of the things I like to do to root my feet down correctly is to lift up all my toes, which I know is hard to see. But if you lift up all your toes, root down through the ball of your feet and your heels, and then draw the pinky toes down first, and then the next toes down all the way up to the big toes, 1 toe at a time. Very hard to do, but it's a great way to ground those feet down. So we'll play with that a little bit today. Once you're rooted through those feet, we're gonna inhale those arms overhead, and exhale to fold forward and all the way down. Hands come to shins, inhale to a halfway lift. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take it all the way back to find downward facing dog. Finding a big inhale here and a full exhale. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. We're going to bend that right knee and make those big hip circles here, warming up that right hip joint. Let's take those circles the opposite direction. And then on your next inhale, extend that right leg straight behind you, square off those hips. As you exhale, step that right foot forward. Drop that back knee down, coming into our very first low leg lunge of tonight's practice. So check out your alignment. That right knee is on top of that right ankle. Shoulders over those hips here. I like to keep my back toe tucked under in this pose. Your left hip flexor should take a nice stretch here. Fingertips reach up when you're ready. Let's find those 3 breaths. Taking in 1 more breath here, let's inhale. As we exhale, we frame that front foot, send those hips back for the hamstring stretch on the right side. So fingertips are great, flat palms are great. If you would like a block underneath those hands, you can use a block, totally up to you. And then that front foot can stay flat, or you can draw that foot all the way up if that feels better. Let's take 3 breaths here. Finding 1 more breath, let's inhale. As we exhale, we make our way forward, plant those hands firmly, lift that back knee off the ground, and then we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale that left leg here towards the ceiling, bending that left knee and making those big hip circles, warming up the left hip. We'll take those circles the opposite way here. And then on your next inhale, extend that left leg straight behind you, square off those hips. As you exhale, gently step that left foot forward, drop that back knee down. Low leg lunge on our left side. We check our alignment, of course. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Again, I like to keep my back toes tucked under. Shoulder blades are down. Fingertips are up. 3 breaths here. One more breath, inhale. As we exhale, frame that front foot, send your hips back for the hamstring stretch on the left side. This side might feel different than the other side, that's okay. Fingertips, flat palms, blocks if you need them. This foot can stay flat or you can draw it up. 3 breaths here. One more breath, my friends. Let's inhale. As we exhale, make our way forward, plant those hands, lift that back knee, and we step it back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. We'll inhale ourselves forward to a high plank here, and we're going to check out our alignment. So zip up your entire core, draw your pubic bone towards your chin. Check out those index fingers. They should be parallel to each other. Pressing firmly through the balls of your feet. We're going to stay right here. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Root down through those palms, my friends. One more breath in. As we exhale, hips to sky. Downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Full exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll send those hips a little higher. Take our baby steps, or a big step if you prefer, to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling to fold down, coming all the way up to standing. Press those palms together overhead. You can gaze up here. As we exhale, we draw thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. But let's continue this flow. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward and all the way down. Hands coming to shins. Inhale ourselves to a halfway lift. And exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Find a big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. We've got square hips. Flex your right foot. Exhale to step that foot forward. Keep your back knee lifted this time, everybody. We're going to come up into our first full-size crescent lunge on the right side. So that right knee is on top of that right ankle, pressing firmly through the ball of the back foot. We don't want those hips open just yet, so you want to square off to center here. Shoulder blades down, fingertips up. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath. Stay plugged into those feet. Stay in this lunge. Our left hand is going to find our left hamstring. Right fingers reach up. You are welcome to test a little back bend or maybe a gaze up here if you'd like to. A little balance check. Press into those feet. Here we are. Big breath in. Full breath out. And then we inhale ourselves back to crescent lunge. Reach those hands up. Exhale to frame that foot and make our way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling here, nice square hips. Exhale to step it forward. Back knee stays lifted. Coming up into our crescent lunge on the left side. That left knee's on top of that left ankle. Press into those feet firmly here. Hips are square, shoulder blades down, fingertips up. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then that right hand finds that right hamstring. Reach those left fingers up a little higher. You're welcome to stay here. You can gaze up. You can take a little back bend. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Inhale ourselves back to crescent lunge. Reach up. Exhale to plant those hands firmly. Take it back. We find downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Full exhale. Let's make our way forward to a high plank here, my friends. Shoulders over those wrists. Fingers are spread wide here. Zip up your belly. Take a big inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to shift forward a little bit and come all the way down onto the mat. Untuck your toes. Roll your shoulders back. Come into a baby cobra. Your pelvis is heavy. Engage your glutes here. Fingers are still spread wide. One more breath in. As we exhale, send your hips to the sky, finding downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll send those hips higher. Walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold here. Hands to shins. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Coming all the way up to standing. Press those palms together overhead. You can gaze up. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Bring those feet all the way together here. Big toes together, calves together, thighs together. Chair pose, round one. So you're welcome, as always, to keep your hands on your hips here. Hips are square. You should be able to see your toes when you look down, thighs together. Hands on hips, or you're welcome to sweep arms overhead. 3 breaths here, settle in. One more, let's inhale. And exhale. Straight arms, straight legs, reach all the way up, big breath in. Exhale to fold forward and all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhale to a flat back here. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back. We find downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling when you're ready. Square hips here. Exhaling to step it forward. Back knee stays lifted. We've been here before. Full size crescent lunge, right side. Beautiful. Settle in. Check your alignment. Make adjustments as you need to here, of course. Finding that breath again. One more breath. Let's inhale. As we exhale, upright twisting to the right. So shoulders stay over those hips here. Arms reach forward and backwards. Stay in those legs. We're going to stay right here. 3 breaths. One more breath. And then we bring ourselves back to crescent lunge. Reach those hands up. Inhale. As we exhale, we frame that front foot. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here. And a full exhale. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. We get to do the other side. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Crescent lunge. When you are ready, take your time getting there. Plug into those feet, my friends. Engage your glutes, square your hips. Crown of the head reaches up. 3 breaths here. One more inhale. As we exhale, we upright twist it to the left. Shoulders are over those hips here. Arms are straight and strong. Plug into those feet. 3 breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we inhale ourselves back to crescent lunge. Reach those fingers up. Exhale to frame that front foot. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. We inhale ourselves forward to a high plank. Check your alignment, check your hands. As we exhale, we shift forward, gently come all the way down to the belly. Baby cobra that we did before, right, keeps a bend in the elbows. You can do that. If you want full cobra, we send those elbows straight. Either way, we root down through those hands. Tops of the feet stay pressed into the mat. Big inhale here. And then as we exhale, we'll send our hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a breath out. Let's send those hips a little higher, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Coming into our forward fold, draw those toes all the way together right away here, my friends. And then we inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Right from here, chair pose. Hips come back and down. Arms sweep up. You're welcome to keep your hands on your hips if you'd like to. We'll switch this up. But hands on hips or overhead. 3 breaths, chair pose. One more breath, let's inhale. Stay right here for your exhale. And then we'll inhale to draw thumbs to heart center, press your palms together. As we exhale, let's twist it over to the right here. Left tricep hooks on that right thigh. Your knees are going to want to come apart. You want to keep your knees together. We want to keep those hips down. We don't want that butt up in the air, so drop your hips down. You can keep looking down at the floor if you want, or gaze over to the right. That's up to you. Take one more breath here, settle in. And then inhale, center. Exhale, take our twist to the other side. So again, those knees are gonna wanna come apart. Your hips are gonna wanna come up. So let's settle in to this posture, fire up those thighs. You can look down at your toes or look over to the left. 2 more breaths. One more. Inhale ourselves back to center, and then exhale, forward fold, straighten those knees. We're gonna separate our feet to hip distance apart here. And then either grab opposite elbows or grab onto those big toes. If you have blocks and you'd rather have blocks under your hands today, you're welcome to that. 3 breaths. Send your breath into your hamstrings. One more breath. And then we're going to unhook those hands wherever we have them. Bringing hands to shins for a flat back, halfway lift. Inhale. As we exhale, plant those hands down. Let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. And a big breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here. Nice square hips. Exhale to step that foot forward. Pop up onto those fingertips here, everybody. We're going to pivot our left foot down. So now we have warrior 2 in the lower body. Check out your alignment. So your right heel lines up with your left heel or your left arch. Press into those feet. Plug your toes into the mat. And then when you're ready, torso comes up, crescent lunge, full size. If you have to adjust your feet, that's totally okay. Shoulders over hips. Arms are straight and strong. Let's find that breath. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. Inhale. And exhale. Then we're going to flip that right palm. Reach those right fingers behind. Revolve, warrior. Stay strong in those legs. Take a big inhale. And a full exhale. And then keep your upper body where it is. Straighten your right knee. We'll bring that torso up here on an inhale. And then we'll drop into triangle pose on our exhale. So there's lots of options for triangle pose, my friends. Your right hand can find your shin, can find your foot or the floor. A block is always welcome here. And then if you find that your top left shoulder starts to point down towards the floor, back out of the pose a little bit to draw that torso open and reach that hand up. Nice hip opener here, nice hamstring opener. Let's find our 3 breaths, settle in, plug into those feet, engage your core. One more full breath, my friends. Let's inhale. And exhale. Reach down through those feet. We're going to bring that torso all the way up. We're going to reverse this here. So flip our right palm. Reach those right fingers back. Revolve triangle. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Torso is going to stay. You're going to bend deeply into that right knee. So we've got revolve warrior here. And then we inhale warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Frame that front foot, my friends, and make our way back to downward facing dog. Yes, beautiful. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling here. Nice square hips. Exhaling to step it forward. Pop up onto those fingertips to get your balance. We pivot that right foot down. So now we have warrior 2 in the legs. You have left heel to right heel alignment or left heel to right arch alignment. Plug into your feet, and then when you're ready, warrior 2. Let's find that breath again. One more full breath. Here we are. Inhale. And exhale. We'll flip that left palm. Reach left fingers behind us, revolved warrior here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Torso stays, straighten that left knee. Bring that torso up on an inhale. And then as you exhale, reach left fingers forward and down to triangle pose on the left side. So your left side might feel different than your right. You might need to adjust. Blocks are welcome. Hand to shin, foot, or floor. Try to keep that chest open, remember? 3 breaths. Plug into those feet, engage your core, engage your glutes. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Root down through those feet. Torso comes all the way up. Legs stay straight. Flip your left palm. Reach those left fingers behind. Revolve triangle here. Take an inhale. And exhale. Upper body stays. We bend deeply into that left knee. So we've got revolve warrior. Breath into warrior 2. And then as we exhale, we cartwheel those hands down. Frame that front foot and make our way back to downward facing dog. Woo. Bend and straighten if you'd like to. Take a big inhale. And an exhale. And then inhale ourselves forward to a high plank. Your option here, my friends, you can drop to the belly like we did before, or come to a low push-up, chaturanga. Baby cobra has a bend in the elbows. Straight elbows is full cobra. Thighs off the ground is upward facing dog. Inhale. And then we'll exhale. Hips to sky. Downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. If you would like a child's pose for 3 breaths, feel free to take it. Towel off, grab water, whatever you need here. One more breath, wherever you are. If you're in child's pose, let's come on back up to downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we're all gonna send our hips a little higher. Walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold. Once you arrive here, hands come to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing. When you are ready, draw those palms together overhead. You can gaze up. And exhale. Thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to do our balancing series. We're going to do our figure 4 chair pose today. I back up just to get away from the dresser, but you can stay at the top of your mat if you want to. So let's root down through that left leg. We're going to draw that right knee up to 90. When you feel super secure and level here, cross that right ankle across that left thigh. Plug in to your left foot here, my friends. And then press your right ankle into that thigh, thigh into ankle. Hands can stay on hips for right now. We'll drop those hips back and down to find chair pose. Think about sending your right knee away from your body here. And then you have a lot of options for what to do with the upper body. You are welcome to keep hands on hips. You can draw thumbs to heart center. You can reach arms overhead, woo, full chair pose. You can also drop hands down onto the mat or blocks, whatever you want to do here. So super solid left foot here. Send that right knee away for the hip opener. Let's find that breath. One more breath, let's inhale. Exhale. We're gonna reverse it, come all the way up. Here we go, draw that right, whoop, draw that right knee up to 90 again. Thumbs are at heart center or on hips, everybody. Here we are, full breath in. We're gonna kick that right leg forward, keeping this balance party going here. Right toes up towards the sky. Use your quad. Full inhale. And then exhale that right foot all the way down. Woo! We did it. We get to do the other side. All right, here we go. Root down through that right foot here. Hands on hips to get started. Draw that left knee up. When you feel stable, cross that left ankle across the right thigh. Press thigh into ankle, ankle into thigh. Root down firmly through that right foot, my friends. And then from here, drop into your chair. Think about sending this left knee away from your body here. And then hands can stay on hips. You can draw thumbs to heart center. You can reach arms overhead, or you can drop your hands to the floor, right? Let's find that breath again. If you fall out of this, it's no big deal. Just settle back in. 3 breaths. One more breath. All right, let's bring it back up. Press through that right leg. Hands on hips or thumbs to heart center. Draw that left knee up. We're at 90. And then we kick that left leg forward. Use that quad. Everybody keep that left leg up. Left toes towards the sky. Inhale. And then we'll exhale that left leg all the way down. Beautiful. All right, shake it out. Making our way back to the top of our mat. If you have deviated here. Feet can be any distance apart here you want. Inhale those arms up and overhead. And exhale to fold forward and all the way down. Woo, hamstrings. Hands come to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then we exhale to plant those hands firmly. Let's take it all the way back. Finding downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Full exhale. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. We've got those square hips. As we exhale, we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand here, coming into lizard lunge. We're just here for 3 breaths. So we're going to stay on our hands. Make sure that right knee is on top of that right ankle and that right foot is flat. If you would like to drop your back knee down, you are more than welcome to. Totally up to you. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then when you are ready, we're going to step our left foot to the outside of our left hand here. Draw those toes out, heels in. Yogi squat round 1. We're going to do 2 of these today. So I've been cueing this a lot with a block under your hips. You're welcome to sit on a block if you want to, okay? Totally up to you. Regardless, we want those feet flat. Whatever direction those toes go, those knees have to go the same way. This is an amazing grounding pose, shockingly. Some people might just call this a painful pose, but this is a great way to feel rooted into the earth here. So you can draw your hands together, elbows to the inside of your thighs if you want to. You can come out of that, place elbows on your knees if you want. If you want another challenge, you can reach those arms all the way up. Totally up to you. We'll take 3 breaths here. Use the strength of your glutes to keep those knees wide. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to drop those hands down, send your hips towards the sky here. You can wiggle it out. I'm just going to head back to the top of my mat here. And then we heel toe those feet in to hip distance apart. Toes point forward. Hands come to shins. Inhale to a halfway lift. As we exhale, plant those hands. Let's take it all the way back. We're going to find downward facing dog. Take a full inhale. Big exhale. We'll inhale our left leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Exhale to step that foot to the outside of that left hand. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Make sure this left foot is flat. We're going to stay on our hands for this lizard lunge here. You're welcome to drop that back knee down if you want, or keep it lifted. Nice hip opener here. 3 breaths. One more breath. And then whenever you feel ready, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Draw those toes out, heels in. Yogi squat round 2. I'm going to face you guys again. Give everybody some options for where to go from here. So you can sit on a block if you want to. You can draw your palms together. You can drop elbows to knees. You can reach up. You can also flow a little bit or try the arm bind, right? So a little flow, hand comes down, arm comes up. You can do that if you want to. You can also try half bind or full bind. The full bind position, your hands reach each other. Shocking, right? Find your breath wherever you are, my friends. Let's breathe. Keep flowing back and forth if you're in the movement. Try the other bind. if you've got the bind. I can't do this side as well. There we go. Wherever you are, my friends, we have 2 more breaths. Everybody root down. 1 more breath, inhale. Drop those hands down, send your hips to the sky. Exhale, woo! You can wiggle it out a little bit if you want to. I'm just gonna head back to the top of my mat. And then when you're ready, heel toe those feet into hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Hands come to shins, inhale ourselves to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant those hands. Let's make our way all the way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Let's take 1 more vinyasa. Inhale forward to a high plank here. As you exhale, take it to the belly or chaturanga. Over or upward facing dog. Inhale. And then as we exhale, send our hips to the sky, finding downward facing dog. Pedal it out. We're gonna take 3 breaths right here, everybody. One more full breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Then we'll send those hips a little higher, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. And then we're gonna drop those hips all the way down. We're gonna find boat. A little bit of core work to finish out our hard class today. So hands on thighs, great place to start. Knees are bent, flex your feet, right? We're not gonna point, we're gonna flex. And then think about a string from your chest up to the ceiling. So roll your shoulders back, chest up. You can gaze forward or gaze up, that's up to you. And then your hands can stay on your thighs, or you can release the hands above those shins. 3 breaths here. One more breath, inhale. Stay for your exhale. And then we're gonna wrap our forearms around our shins. You can come up onto those sit bones, drop those feet down if you'd like to. We're gonna stay here for a breath. And then boat pose, round 2, here we are. Hands can stay on thighs. You can release those hands, you can stay here. If you want a little extra core work, you're going with me. So legs are gonna stay, draw those palms together. And then we take our rotation over to the right on an inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, take that rotation. Exhale, center. Twice more each side. Follow your breath. Keep that chest super tall here. Shoulders stay back. 1 more to each side. And then come back to center, big breath in. As you exhale, forearms around shins. You can sit up for a second. We're gonna do 1 more, everybody. Yes. I'm gonna back up a tiny bit here. All right, last time, boat pose. Here we are, hands to thighs. Flex your feet. Good, option to stay. Option to release the hands. Option to go low boat. So we drop all the way down to a hover. Inhale. Exhale, full boat. Twice more if you're going to low boat. Here we go, inhale. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale, low boat. And exhale, full-size boat. Take a breath in. And then draw those forearms around those shins. You can make your way all the way down onto your back. We have arrived here, my friends. You can make those circles with those knees if you'd like to. Good, and then we'll come back to center. We're just gonna take 1 bridge pose today. If you are a fan of wheel, you are welcome to take a full-size Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose. Otherwise, you're in bridge with me. Root down through those feet, feet are hip distance apart. Roll the shoulder blades down onto the mat, back of the head is on the mat. And then when you're ready, we root down for rise up. Again, we need to feel grounded and supported by those feet and those shoulder blades to lift those hips up. You can stay here with arms parallel to each other, or you can start to work the shoulder blades under and draw your hands together. If you're in wheel pose, root down through those feet to send those hips up higher. 3 breaths wherever you are. One more, let's inhale. As we exhale, gently 1 vertebrae at a time, coming all the way down. You can windshield wiper those knees side to side or draw them into your chest. That's up to you. And then we'll all come back to center here. I'm just going to cue the basic twist. So if you have another twist you want to take, you're welcome to. Otherwise, arms can take up as much space as you'd like. Take a big full breath all the way in. Expand that rib cage. As you exhale, let those knees fall over to the right. Gentle twist to the right side. 3 breaths here. Again, if you have another shaped twist you want to take, you're welcome to it. When you feel ready, inhale those knees back to center, and then we'll take the same shape as we exhale over to the left side. Whatever shape twist you'd like to take. Shoulder blades are down, regardless of what that lower body's doing. Take those 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, we'll draw those knees back to center. You can windshield wiper again side to side if you'd like to. Let's find a big round of breath in and a big round of breath out. And then when you're ready, draw those knees in towards your chest, reaching in between those thighs to grab onto toes, arches, or ankles for happy baby. 3 breaths here. You can rock side to side. One more breath. And then gently making your way back to center. You can draw those thighs together. Extend those legs up towards the sky so you have a straight line from your sit bones right up through your heels, toes towards your face here. And then you're welcome to stay here. You can point and flex those feet if you'd like to. You can make your way over to legs up the wall if you'd like to take waterfall pose tonight, or any other postures that you need to finish out practice today. Take your time with any additional poses. We have a few minutes of yogi playtime here. Make sure we continue to find that breath. If you've taken a posture over to one side, make sure you take that same pose to the other side. If you have a transitional posture you'd like to find here, like legs up the wall, or bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide. Completely up to you. Of course, if you're ready for full Shavasana, you can make your way all the way down onto your mat. Allow those legs to extend long and take up as much space as you'd like to. Allow those arms as well to take up as much space as you'd like. And then think about grounding into the earth beneath you. Hips are heavy, back of the head is heavy. And if you find that you need to feel a little bit more grounded tonight, palms facing the floor is a great way to ground. Once you have made your way to your final resting posture of today's practice, take a big inhale. Exhale into the support of the earth beneath you and enjoy. Let's take a full breath all the way in and a big breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle those fingers and toes. Gently rolling the wrists and ankles. And gently rocking your head side to side. When you feel ready, if it feels good for you, you can extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. And then take a big inhale all the way in. As you exhale, gently draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug here. In your own time, making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And then we'll take a moment in this posture as we always do, allowing ourselves to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. The heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Thumbs drawing together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, your choice here. We'll close out our practice time together with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Yay, everyone. Namaste and kittens. Thank you so much. I hope you liked it. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful job, everybody.
Thank you, Courtney.
I'll see you guys on Friday. You're welcome.
Friday. Bye-bye.
Thank you.